Alrighty, folks. We are back in it with another session of our Astral Avenue, Magdalena Blues. I'm your dungeon master, dungeon mister, joined by all of our wonderful players today. If you guys want to say hello, now you
Hello.
can.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, party people.
Hello, party people. And well, we're going to start the session off the same way we start every session, with a little bit of a talk about what happened last time before we get into what's going to happen this time. So without further ado, last time you guys were trying to get free from this dangerous fog amidst the ruins of this hill, seeing odd things to render you motionless for a short time, at least some of you. You eventually made your way up and around to the building that Tobias had been in already. Oddly enough, during this trial, Oblate had been covered in rotting vines, rendering him essentially useless in the battles, but unharmed nonetheless. His statuesque form moved up to meet you all as you were being greeted by Galaras, the Vine Drake, and also Kelly's hamster, who bit Tobias at least twice. But you did find out that Kelly indeed was here and had gone down a hatch in this building, which he apparently frequents pretty often, and where Estra, or Istra, still unsure how to pronounce it because getting mixed names here, but Istra or Estra, Lagrange or Lesgrangi, would be. And although you had to trade some valuables and a promise to a Galaras, you patched your wounds and were allowed down the hatch without any, well, molestation of any kind, and into a large mine shaft. Large cart tracks headed in one direction of this chasm here, looking like it had been worked over through many generations. You occasionally saw bits of sunlight creeping through some cracks around the floor, ceiling, walls. But the liquid kind that you had seen up top. There was plant life seeming to grow around these areas, and down here, Dr. Jellybean even spoke to Oblate's viney form. Got some cryptic and kind of creepy responses from him, or at least from the vines. But ignoring this for now, you started following the tracks and came to a wider chasm filled with sunlight kind of blocking your path. But a train car was also here that had crashed across the tracks. Large swaths of thorny vines covering part of this car, stuck to the side of the walls here. But Tobias tried to inspect the car, and vines reached out to grab him and strangle him. You all quickly came together to fight this long viney mess, and a couple of deformed locust hounds heard the noise and, well, they were hungry, possibly. Eager to join the fray at least, but you did defeat the vine and force the hounds to flee, which that's where we're going to pick up. And also during this battle, you seem to have acquired a new companion, question mark?
Oh, you mean Dr. Bones?
I am speaking of a skeleton, a dwarven skeleton in mining outfit. Actually, tell you what, do you want mining outfit or train conductor?
Train conductor.
Yeah, that's a dwarven skeleton in like a train conductor outfit.
Of course.
Obviously.
As the
Surprise.
vines
He
start
drives
to
the
kind
train.
of give way and loosen a little bit,
Drove the train.
Oblate, the vines kind of slough off your body, falling into this rotten mass. You don't remember anything that just happened. Last thing you remember, the ogre just went down, and the fog was getting larger.
Oh God. Where are we?
Oh, hey, buddy, you're back.
Is it you?
I mean, I guess I'm back. I don't really remember anything. Where's the ogre at?
Oh, he's dead. The fog's taken care of.
It's a
And
long
the
time
house?
ago.
And you're in a cave.
Yeah. Yeah, you see Tobias just completely scratched up, like vines have just tore him up, and he's got like all his hair missing off one of his feet.
Well, the hair will regrow, but you might want to get those scrapes checked out. They might get infected.
Thanks, buddy. This was, yeah.
But where are we exactly?
Down the hatch.
Oh yeah, there were when you turned into a viney silhouette statue thing. I don't know what it was. There was a green dragon. He took some of my magic items. He did not kill us, and we owe him an item that Estra Lagrange wants, and we are here.
You said it was vines?
Yeah, you channeled your inner, like, you know, the whole vine thing you do? Like, you just became one with the vine for a while.
Do you mind if can I check you out real quick? I just like, I don't know. Can I make sure you're okay, medically speaking?
Go for it.
Yeah, Dr. Jellybean said you were mentioning some crazy things.
You're talking a lot about rotting. And you know, I know you got that thing that comes out of your hand sometimes. And I don't know if it was related to that, but you weren't yourself.
Yeah, that I guess that kind of tracks. Kind of makes sense. There's something I've kind of been keeping from everybody for a while. About the vines. I mean, I don't even think Tobias knows about this. When Tobias found me, I was escaping this monastery that I just kind of woke up at. But while I was there, I kind of, I guess, what's the word for it? I met with a deity, a god. I think his name is Moander. He's very, he's pretty evil, and that's why I was trying to run away and escape from the monastery. He kind of endowed these powers on me, and I kind of have always felt that he's been chasing me ever since I left. So that's probably why I was talking about rotting and death and stuff. But yeah.
Evil rock god chasing you across the infinite astral sea.
So do you think this is going to happen sometimes? Like, has this ever happened before where you turned into a...
I mean, it's never happened to this extent, but I always kind of get like uneasy about being around any kind of like rot or anything like that. Like, I'm trying to think of times when it's happened. I remember, no offense, Dr. Jellybean, when we were at your place, there were some rotting vines.
Sure,
back
yeah.
in the Palladium Belt, and that kind of weirded me out. And then there was that tree. I forget where exactly that was. Was it the Frizzling Cube?
Oh, with Dobo.
Yeah, remember
Well,
Dobo, the
Dobo there
guy?
too.
Yeah, we had to kill that. We had to like burn all that stuff.
There
for
was
him.
there was a tree in the Frizzling Cube too.
Yeah, the
Inside.
tree
There
in the
was the
Frizzling Cube was
rock.
a huge thing for me because it was almost like calling out to me, drawing me into it. But I can't give in to that kind of, I guess, that call. I try to fight it as much as I can. I mean, the powers do kind of assist me in a way, but at the same time, it's definitely a double-edged sword.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm just going to check your vitals and just give you a good, once over, make sure you're back to your normal self, if that's okay.
Go for it. I'm here.
Can I
Give me a
give
medicine
him
check.
a medical
Yeah.
inspection?
Give me a medicine check as you look Oblate over.
Just check you out.
And just so everybody is aware, I am just a doer. I am a slightly famous doer, but I am not being plagued by any deities, and I've never been anything else but a doer.
Just
That's
plagued by
good.
Dewey, right?
I'm going to...
He is nowhere close to a deity.
I'll make a note of it. Be like, okay, Luis is just a penguin guy. Got it.
Just a guy.
Just a regular guy.
And I don't think any gods are chasing me.
Yeah, but you have that whole shadow time thingy going on. What's up with that?
I don't know. So I know you guys well enough. I guess I can tell you. So my first memory was in the Astral Sea, where there was this giant dragon. It was like a brain dragon. I don't know. And another dragon. And suddenly this brain dragon like disappeared and left me with a bunch of wreckage. And that's where I met Ember, my cat. And we were there a long time. I learned how to read Elven too because of those books. So, and then that's where I met Captain Niedre. He came and picked up the dragon that was unconscious and offered me a good deal. Leave me there or I join his crew. So I joined his crew.
Pretty obvious choice.
Right. I was really lonely.
You can bet.
I did that for, I don't know. I lost count after the first 10 years.
When did you discover you had your time ghosts?
Oh, that was on accident. That's when those blowback boys tried to blow us up. And suddenly it just manifested.
Oh, that was the first time?
Yeah, I never had anything like
Wow.
that happen.
Wow.
But I don't remember it much. We did go meet with a very nice jackal. Flosin Rex the Finder. But he said I didn't have anything worth giving him to restore me. So I figured lost the treasure. So been a mercenary for the past 10 years with Oblate when I found him. And we've been just doing jobs for Chiron's Sword since then.
So you do have a unique past. And I don't know why I asked this, but Aethel!
Yeah, tell us your secrets, Aethel.
What are you guys talking about? I'm removing vines. I can't hear you well.
He's scrambling through the train trying to get into the train compartment.
We're
Or
just
he's
talking about
in the
our
train compartment, yeah.
emotional baggage or haunting pasts. You don't have anything, do you?
Here, I'll come back to where. I gave up my place in heaven to prove my worth.
Jesus.
That's huge.
Wow.
Do that.
So there is a heaven?
Well, there's a lot of heavens. There's a lot of gods.
8, 9.
Oh wow.
There's also a lot of non-heavens.
Well,
I think we're in non-heaven right now.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
but if you're in the heavens, isn't that where you belong? How do you prove your worth if you belong there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So, like, are your people watching you?
My god is always watching me.
Right, of course.
Who's your god?
The Grand McCain, Peter of Order, is basically how do you describe a god? He is the grand design. He is perfection incarnate.
Is he nice?
Yes.
That's good.
You know, I was
so
expecting that answer first from him. He's nice. That's it.
nice
A
god.
really nice guy.
Aethel, evil god chasing Oblate.
Huh.
There's an evil god chasing you?
Didn't you hear what
Oh.
he just said about why he turned into a plant?
He was
No,
on the
I was
train
in
with
the
lions.
train.
Sorry, yeah, I've got my powers come from an evil god that I kind of denounced and am now kind of running from.
Oh. Am I allowed to ask which god?
Moander.
The rotting god.
Yeah, that's the
The
one.
dark
He-
bringer.
he's
Maybe Aethel's
pretty
god
scary.
can help you with your god problem.
Ethel, you can give me a religion check on that
for
Moander.
Yeah, no problem. I'm basically just going off of what I remember.
Yeah.
Which is mostly the couple of titles I just said. Yeah, let's see religion. Where is my R's? There we go. Not amazing.
Yeah, what you just said.
I don't think they like each other, so maybe.
I mean, he might end up smiting me at the same time, so...
That's also a possibility. I was told to stop bringing up stuff like that so much, so...
Oh. Okay.
Well, now that we have that all taken care of,
Yep.
Jellybean, does he look okay?
How does he
Oblate
look?
looks fine. Like, he honestly looks healthier than the rest of you guys.
You look,
Wait.
Yeah.
you look pretty good.
You
Look good to me.
Kind of. You look about the same.
Question.
Mhm.
Did
Oh.
we get any kind of rest or anything
You
like
got
that?
you got a
Should I-
short rest. You can take a short rest, yeah, if you want. I was looking at your
Who?
token down here.
Oblate
But
or all of us?
meanwhile, this is a while back with the Drake. You guys took a short
right.
rest.
Yeah.
We did.
However, Element 36 KR is gonna give Aethel a Watcher's Inspiration. So
Nice.
anytime tonight you feel like you want to roll a
D6.
D6, I think that was meant for the religion check, which I forgot. So if you
That's
want to
okay.
retroactively add it to that, you can, but you can always add it to something else later. But thank you,
Gonna
Element
save
36.
it. Thank you. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
save it just because, like,
It'll be used wisely.
best I can get is a 15, and I don't know that it gives me much more.
Fair enough.
But I'm assuming, just based on their like two different like monikers, that they don't like each other.
That's a safe assumption.
Like he wants everything to rot, and Micah doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Kind of like the opposite of that.
Yep. Order, construction, rot, decay.
Chaos.
Not
much.
kind of chaos, but yeah.
A
But
kind of entropy for sure.
as you're talking, that eventually you would notice the skeletal form that Dr. Jellybean rose. You hear occasional popping and cracking of its bones looking over at you guys.
Oh, hi, Dr. Bones. You
Hello.
did good. You did good there. I
It'll
can
wave
do
back.
this now.
Who the hell is that?
Uh,
is that?
That
he's
is a
my-
skeleton.
he's my son. His name is Dr. Bones.
He's
He,
a bone
he's
doctor.
gonna. Yeah.
He's a dwarven skeleton in a train engineer's, a conductor's outfit.
Probably like a mining style
Yeah.
one though, because like this is a mine.
I figured out
But he's got a
recently
hat.
that I could, you know, I could reanimate a dead body if needed to help us out.
So you're a necromancer?
Oh, help me? No, it's scientific.
Scientific necromancy.
You
Got it.
just gotta get the right formula, and there you go. Look at him go.
I think I read a book about that once.
A horde of lab rat skeletons.
Could be, if
Don't
you're
turn me
lucky.
into a skeleton, please, if I die.
You wouldn't want to come back and help us.
If I have diamonds, I can bring you back as you.
That would be preferable.
Yes.
Yeah,
I vote for that one.
Yes.
yeah,
All in favor.
We should
Aye.
probably get more diamonds.
probably
We should.
so.
We'll
We've had
add
a
it
lot
to
of
the-
close calls of late.
Yeah.
I'm about halfway through the thing here. Someone want to help me get to the other end?
Oh, yeah. Since they're not going to strike at us anymore, I'll start hacking through it.
I mean, you're doing such a good job, I wouldn't want to get in the way, so.
A sword would make it easier, or any kind of blade.
You
would
need to
just
borrow
use
a
my
sword?
hands. I mean, you can just use yours if you want. Then-
Okay.
'cause
I'll
what
do
if
the
I
whole
forgot
weed
to give
whacker
it
thing
back?
I did earlier.
Kind of
good.
hacking through the engine. There is a window kind of going to the other side.
Yeah, it kind of opens like here. Shit looks like
Yeah.
maybe.
Exactly. As it opens up, you can see the tracks continue on into the darkness beyond. Kind of lightly polished stone that seems to start to get actually duller into the darkness it goes. This area seems quite radiant with the sunlight kind of river flowing through here.
Yeah,
That
that
makes
stuff
sense.
burns, by the way. Don't touch it.
Seems a little more pure.
Burns. Look at my foot. No hair, burnt.
That does look like, and not a terrible burn, but it is not good.
There's no hair there. How's that not a bad burn? Look at my beautiful hair. It's gone.
But your hair doesn't protect your organs. It's just ornamental.
You take that back about my hair right now.
What? I mean, your hair is very ornamental. It looks nice.
Thank you.
In fact, I think your legs look smoother without the hair. You should consider waxing.
Maybe you could run faster, like aerodynamics, if you didn't have any hair on your feet.
I've heard a lot of swimmers do that.
I'm not a swimmer, and I like my hair. It makes my feet warm. Now they're cold.
Oh, you'll get used to it.
It'll be all right.
I have to wear shoes like other people. I don't want to do that.
I'm not
What?
covered in hair. I don't wear shoes.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. Seems like your feet would get cold.
You just deal with it.
Did you
I
find
just wear
anything in the
shoes.
compartment after we get done hacking? One of you look around now that I've...
There's
cleared it
a
away.
couple of bodies in there. He did look around before the hacking began. I didn't find anything really of note, but there's a couple more bodies in here, also decayed. Look more like, say there's like a half-orc body and a halfling.
Oh no, check out the halfling.
There is a set of miner's picks and like chisels next to him.
Oh, that's awful, buddy. I'm gonna pick those up.
Okay, you got
How
it.
long does it look like they've been dead?
Give me a medicine check.
Would you like me to help?
You can?
Sure.
Can't you just ask your Dr. Bones, or does he not talk?
He doesn't talk. He
He
hey,
shakes
Dr.
his head.
Bones. Yeah, no, he can like follow instructions, but he can't talk enough.
He'll nod at that.
He
Hmm.
doesn't have a tongue, so that makes sense.
With the 16, it would seem like 10 years or so.
They've been dead for a long time. Can I tell how they may have died?
I would say with the 16 broken fragments in their breastplate, the rib cage, that's what it's called, and skulls and other broken bones would suggest blunt force trauma, possibly when the train crashed.
No.
I could do it. That sure could do it.
Well, should we keep going?
Yeah, I think
Place
so.
seems awfully dangerous.
Wait, so
Probably.
where is this taking us again?
We are following Kelly to
Istra.
find Istra. And
Okay.
we have currently gone underground under the forest that we were at.
I'm
Gotcha.
going to assume she's somewhere along that side of the river where those hounds came from, but I don't suppose
You think
we
she
have
made those hounds?
I mean, it fits her motto or her MO, right?
They didn't look like natural creatures, right? They look like abominations, genetic, like
It all happened
mutant
so
sort of
quick, it
thing.
was hard to tell. But they seem to take on the form of both a locust and a hound. So,
those
Look,
two things don't.
They were pretty freaky. I'm going to assume she had a hand in it.
Yeah, I think so.
And if
I
they're
mean, maybe-
natural, I guess it's my fault.
I guess what kind of place is this?
Maybe we can just ask her nicely to stop making those creatures and help her.
We can certainly give that a try.
I-
We should reason with her. If she can do all this stuff, she's a smart lady, you know.
True.
I
But I got a
just
feeling Kelly's gonna go down.
He seems
Gonna go
pretty
down hard.
Why do you say that?
uncaring.
I just I don't know. Just a sneaking suspicion.
Well, he is friends with a dragon, so. And a hamster that bites, so we should probably be careful. He might know other things. His personality seems to hide his skills.
Yeah, because that hamster didn't bite him. It bit me a bunch.
It might not like you.
What if Esther the shapeshifter and she is Kelly?
Or the
Oh.
hamster.
She
What
could
if
be the
she's the hamster?
Oh man. Could I have it
No,
wrong?
I talked to it though. I talked to that hamster. I feel like I wouldn't have worked if she was the hamster. I wouldn't have been
Hey.
able to talk to it.
I feel like that
We
might be
talk
too many
right
cards
now.
for her.
Hmm.
I mean, she'd have the brains of Dr. Jellybean and my talent pulling that off. It's too much for one person.
It's way too much for one person to handle all of that. Just excellence.
Thank you.
I don't know very many people that excel at two things.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna grab my torch up and get ready to head along.
Heading along the train tracks
Yes.
down this dark tunnel.
Let's go.
Before we get into this, though, if we could handle this diplomatically, that would be preferable to me. I am very much spent.
I would prefer
particularly
diplomatic,
like
unless
it.
she says she's just gonna unleash a bunch of those squirrel creatures on the people. And that seems bad, and then we have to do something about it.
As a last resort.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Definitely
go. This
should.
this is not gonna be another, kill someone when the opportunity arises type situation.
Nope. Also, she might. I'm assuming there's a reason why she's doing this, and I want to know what that reason is. I don't think this
Probably
is
doesn't
just.
like
You don't
Donnerson.
like.
I don't think this is random, terrorism.
Right.
No, it's focused terrorism.
Right. focus
Exactly.
down. Right.
Usually, there's a reason behind that.
But it's hurting innocent people, so
It is, and that's not good.
As you're walking and talking, the smooth stone that has been worked seems to kind of start to fall away into a more torn or dilapidated. Parts of it start to look like spider webs, just because of like bits of the debris that has fallen off here. And you can see the train tracks go straight into what looks like a wall, like sheer wall that has been cut off. The tunnel itself continues further down another direction. It seems to actually go up a little bit. You can see a little bit of a stream of this yellow water running kind of through the center of this tunnel here, dripping around.
be careful. Don't touch it.
It's
Although I
easily
wonder if we
avoidable.
Bottle it.
I have a bottle. I'll pull it out of my bag. Remember when we first saw it? I got a little vial of it.
You did get a vial of the up top light, yes.
The
You
up
should get-
top light.
You should get some of the bottom light.
This seems a little more pure.
Concentrated.
Yeah.
That's true. It would be interesting to compare the two
You want me to get some?
microscopically. I'll use my mage hand
All
and
right.
scoop up some of this in a little bottle.
I'll say with your mage hand, it's easy enough to scoop up a little bottle. You got a flask of pure sunlight.
Pure sunlight.
Maximum performance.
Yep. But yeah, the train
That's good.
tracks seem to kind of literally run into a sheer wall. Some of the train tracks look broken on that end. But the tunnel continues up a little bit as a kind of little creek of sunlight. Continue up that way.
Yes. Actually,
Can I just check out where the tracks end, just to make sure there's no like false wall or?
Yeah, give me a investigation check. Or nature?
Both the same for me.
With
12.
a 12. There's no false wall here that you can see. It does seem like the tracks are broken right there, and it's like this wall just fell right on top of them. Weird.
It is
Seemed
weird.
to be a cave-in.
But it's not like
Cave-ins
Crumble's
aren't just
wall. It's
uniform.
like a sheer slab almost.
Put here on purpose, maybe.
I'm gonna knock on it. Does it seem solid?
Very solid.
Well, let's all not stare at the wall. Let's continue on.
Okay.
All right.
Aye.
Continuing on upward a little bit, just this is a light uphill climb. You come to a larger cavern, maybe 4 or so minutes down the way, where it looks like sunlight is peeking through here. There's a small pool at the base of a hill where you can see all sorts of different kind of small plants growing, some larger actually, that seem to kind of hold sunlight within them as well. And kind of along the side of this pool, this hill, against the wall in here, is a small hut that is covered in vines and very green, vibrant, verdant growth.
Oh wow, it's pretty.
There's something calming about it.
Aw. Well, nothing
You
evil
said-
could come out of here.
The hut is covered in vines.
The hut's covered in all sorts of greenery, not just vines. It has like those, like some of it is vine, others are more like the, none of it's flowering, all of it's very green.
Green. You think any of those plants are gonna attack us if we go in there?
Maybe we should knock. Try the
We can
whole.
talk.
Obviously, we should knock.
Yeah,
You're gonna
probably.
just barge into somebody's hut. Could just be a random person. Who knows?
It's probably Kelly.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Who'd we
That
lose?
was abrupt.
It was
Hi,
very abrupt.
Ethel.
Bye, Ethel.
Hey.
Hi, Ethel.
He's back.
That randomly kicked me.
It happens. But yeah, you approach the hut.
Yeah.
All right.
We should let Dr. Jelly do a lot of the talking. She speaks science.
And
Is
reason.
that gonna help us here? Okay.
I mean, either you or Louise should be the talkers, because you speak science and he just talks real good.
I look over to Louise and he's like playing his instrument. Louise is busy.
writing notes on a musical piece or something.
He's writing a song.
Yeah.
This place inspired him to write a song.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got this.
Just nobody, for any reason whatsoever, say anything about being a terrorist.
Mm-mm.
Should be fine.
Nope. Don't bring up the T word. They don't like it when you terrorists don't like it when you call them terrorists.
Right.
Okay.
Walk-
I guess
Non-terrorists
I'll,
also don't like it when you call them terrorists.
Yeah, that's true. They also don't appreciate that. Okay. Here I go. Is there a door?
There is a door, and you can notice it's slightly ajar as you kind of walk up. There's like a little kind of front porch area, very small, several hanging plants all overgrown through the kind of pillars around it. And as you kind of do approach, you notice kind of a sweet smell of something burning, but not like, oh, something's on fire. Almost kind of like incense or like Swisher Sweets. Is that what those the?
The little cigar thing?
Yeah,
Like a
Like a
mhm.
cigarillo?
yeah. That is what it kind of smells like,
Weird.
but also kind of incense-like at the same time.
All right. I'm going to knock on the door, and as I knock, I'm also going to say out loud, knock, knock.
The door creaks open. You can see a dim lit kind of living space with a couch, chairs, a table with a pot of tea on it, a little fireplace lit up. A voice calls out, "Who's there?"
Oh, hi, I'm Dr. Jellybean, and I'm here with my friends.
Dr. Jellybean, and I'm here with my friends who?
Oh, hi, I'm Tobias Twofoot.
Oh,
And Ethel the
I'm
dragon.
sorry. I was hoping for a joke. And you would see a short, maybe 3 foot tall woman dressed in kind of pinks and purples with kind of a little bit of a fur around her collar there. A kind of a pack of feathers around her back. Singular eye patch. Bushy beard. Kind of shaved off at the mustache a little bit, but still kind of pulling down from here. And a kind of shock of hair wrapped up by a purple bandana. Smoking a little cigarello. Was hoping for a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh.
She a
Athel's
pirate?
our joke guy over here.
Oh.
He is. Ethel, tell him the joke you know.
And she starts kind of counting you all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But there's a 6th one I wasn't expecting.
Oh, the conductor?
Oh, okay, I recognize. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he's my son.
Right. Well, come on in. Oh, I'd love to hear a joke.
Oh, you'll love Ethel's joke.
Yeah,
He tells the
it's
best.
top notch.
Would you care for some tea or for some water? I wouldn't drink the stuff down here. Not good for most biological forms that, unless you're a plant.
No,
I'm so sorry. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name's Istra. Istra Lisgrangi.
Oh,
Nice to
it
meet
is
you.
Istra.
Yeah.
You're Istra.
I
Hi,
am.
Istra.
And you've come to capture me for the bounty, no?
No.
Not
Uh-uh.
quite.
No.
Oh, that's what Kelly said. He said there were a couple of cops looking for me for some money.
We
He
told
is-
him that
Imagination.
we were not
Yeah.
cops,
Yeah.
and we have to tell him if we are and we're not. So
That's
And
not
we
true.
agreed. We agreed that we had to tell him if we were, and we told him that we were not.
I know. He explained the whole thing, and I told him they were probably fibbing you, or about not being cops. If he gets a little confused. But come in.
That was clear. Yeah. Thank you.
Love some tea.
Of course. Care
Thank
for a pipe or? I don't have any biscuits right now. Kelly's supposed to be bringing me supplies. Trying to grow what I can.
Oh, a pipe would be lovely.
I don't want
Yes, tea.
to sound ungrateful or make you think that
And she's already kind of walking away from the doorway into her house. You can see her start messing with some cabinets. Oh, I'm still listening, hon.
I it's just that there's a lot of rumors about you up on the surface, and the beverages that you're pouring wouldn't have poison in them, right? I mean, you have to tell us if there's poison in them, right?
That's
No,
also
I
not true.
wouldn't have to, but I probably wouldn't if I was gonna poison you. Be
Oh, that
pretty
doesn't make
rude of
sense.
me as a bad host.
Oh well, I mean, you did have the impression that we were bounty hunters, which we are not.
I was just telling you what Kelly said, so you knew what I was expecting.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I'm sure you were expecting some mad scientist down here. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had the idea of you with goggles and a coat like Dr. Jelly and
Less of a
Like-
beard.
whole mad scientist.
Oh, I would need only one goggle at this point in time. But No, I left most of my supplies back at my office.
At the ASMR, yeah?
That would be correct.
I
Unfortunately,
went to
I'm not
school there,
allowed back.
too.
Former alumni.
Yeah.
Your
Alma
name?
mater.
Dr. Jellybean. I don't recall
Well,
it.
that's what I go by now.
Oh, okay, a name change. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to explain your whole life to me.
Oh, thanks, Easter.
Of course. And you can see she kind of like pulls out a couple of different pipes and kind of thinking about it for a moment. This one will do you good. And gets like a long pipe with just a little bowl in there. Hands it to
Oh, perfect.
Tobias and just help yourself to the tea if you want. If you don't want because you think it's poisoned, I understand. The poisons are in the next shelf over, though.
Oh,
Do you ever,
okay.
do you ever get
As
them
I pour
confused?
myself some tea.
I can detect poison if you want me to.
That's good of you.
Tea in a pipe.
I assure you. I wouldn't poison you in my own home. Well, away from home.
Does she seem like a person who might
Poisonous in her home?
poison? Yeah.
Give me an insight check.
I'd love to do an insight check on this lady as well.
Can we?
You both have your own thoughts. You can both insight.
Okay.
Bias is already sipping the tea and puffing away at the pipe.
Smoking his pipe.
It's more of like definitely a breakfast tea. There are some like lumps of sugar on there if you want. No cream available. Dr. Jellybean. Yeah, it's hard to get a good vibe check off of her in any shape or form. But Ethel, she's being truthful about where the poisons are, and she does kind of seem like the kind of person that might poison someone, but not in her own home. She's definitely
She has poisons in her
she
home.
definitely has poisons in her home.
I'll pour tea for
So-
myself. Does anybody else want some?
And she'll
I
kind of
would
pour
love a
her
cup of
own
tea.
tea as well. Oh, of course. So as she kind of sips it, takes a puff off of her little cigarello. What exactly brings you down here? You don't mind me asking, you're not after me to bring up for some big payout, eh?
Well,
We are after you.
maybe Dr. Jellybean should do the explaining.
Right.
Of course, dear.
So,
She talks science, so you should understand her.
as a fellow practitioner of science,
Oh, I
First of
get
all-
what you mean.
I couldn't help but notice. Well, there's some creatures up there that don't seem to be naturally occurring. And when we asked around about it, people implied that you might be responsible for those. And I, as a fellow scientist, recognize the great talent that went into creating such creatures.
She kind of like half smiles after you say that part.
And I also, truthfully, I have a history with Jonathan Asner and Asner Productions. And I wanted to hear your story, your point of view as to if you are creating these creatures, why you're doing it, and what you know about Asner Productions and what they're up to. Because surely, maybe you're bored, maybe you got nothing better to do, maybe you got time on your hands, so you're creating these things, but they're hurting people. They're causing a ruckus and a nuisance up there. And I figured surely there must be a reason behind it, if it is you who's doing it.
Well, that
And
was
that's why we're here.
quite a long-winded one. Of course, I don't mind answering that questions. I've been down here for some time. I had a business arrangement with Asner Productions. Bit of a... I would provide research and information to help the Asner Corporation. And, well, I'm not gonna be lying to you. I don't remember a lot. It's a bit fuzzy. But, I do know that I provided for him. In some turn of events, I was branded as an outcast. Branded as a criminal. Not something I take kindly to. I wasn't allowed back in my office. Kicked out of the ASMR. And worse. My own research. You seem acquainted with it. These abominations, so you call them. I may be responsible for them, but I'm not responsible for their current creation or usage. The idea, sure. The implementation. No. This is Asner's way of framing me as a criminal, when I am not.
Oh,
It
I
all makes
see.
sense now.
And that's when he got together with the president and has his ear now. And
The
this
president
whole,
of,
this whole
of the
thing.
ASMR?
No, of the mill. Well, now the
Who's the-
Dursus River.
Who's the president?
Well, I think he's a halfling fella these days. He's got a name too, but I gotta look it up. Oh, Theodel Rustbelt.
Theodel Rust.
Theodel
Yes,
Rustbelt?
yes, that is correct.
President Theodel Rustbelt. Yep, that sounds like a halfling name.
So you're saying that you did come up with the original idea for these creatures.
It was
but
my research. I never implemented most of it. I was more trying to get plants, and the nature of the system was, I believe, my specialty. Nature in general. Plants are easier to get along with than the wild animals.
You see Tobias just still dripping blood from thorn lashes. Sometimes.
But no.
why did he make you the enemy?
That I can't quite put my finger on.
Can I insight that?
Give me an insight check.
I was just gonna wait until the end and go, how much do I think I believe?
She's a hard one to read.
Mm.
Kelly was my TA, and he's really not wanted, so get to send him up every now and then for supplies.
Makes sense.
He's your
So you're hiding
teacher's
out
assistant.
down here. Okay. Been framed, set up
Right.
by Asner. Boy, this guy's sounding worse and worse.
See, I told you he was up to no good, didn't I?
I
Didn't
think-
I?
I think he's
did.
more of a thief than anything. Stealing ideas, using them for his own.
Well, I mean, he almost killed Dr. Jellybean, so.
Mm,
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's a sad story.
I'd love to hear it. Yeah,
Dr.
you don't. I don't need to
Jellybean's trying
pry
to
if
figure
you,
out if she.
if you
I
don't
mean, like,
don't
he's-
want to speak on it. I understand.
maybe some other time.
It's
And
quite
it's not that
alright.
I don't trust you. It's just that it's kind of personal.
I always
But,
remembered
like I
him being a
said-
nice fella. I mean, for the most part. But maybe that's just
Maybe
how
it's
he
not
gets
him.
to you.
Maybe he's set up. Maybe he's getting set up by someone else who would then set you up pretending to be Asner, who's setting you up, who is then setting him up. So it's setting everybody up.
What?
In just a setup inception.
The man behind the throne.
That one right there.
Maybe. That sounds like a best case scenario, because, as I said, he is a man of wealth and power, and he always seemed nice.
I've never met him.
I haven't
Well-
either. Maybe we should meet him and find out if he is a ne'er-do-well.
It
Oh, nice.
it's pretty clear to me that there's corruption abound. It's not right.
Perhaps you can
We
help
gotta
me
do-
with something. You all seem like rough and tumble sort of troop who can get things done, eh?
Yes, we can.
We have succeeded at things before.
And currently we don't have a job, so
Well, I can't rightly pay you. I don't have any funds. Unfortunately.
sad.
But it sounds like you have a mutual disinterest towards this Asner fella.
What do
I
you
mean,
want us
this
to
is-
do?
Partly true.
That's 1/5 correct, at least.
Kelly has told me that there's been some sort of big kerfluffle going on over at the mill. Of course, it's at the center, so it takes ages to get there. But something's going on. And I bet I know a way to fix it. As I said, my memory's been a bit hazy.
Some pro bono work, okay. Help
We
people. I
have
like
been called fixers before.
So, could you be a little bit more specific? Especially if you have a solution, you must have some idea what's going on.
I do not have a actual solution, just a grasp at one. As you see, I can't get to my my office, my classroom, and any of the things within. Perhaps you could, especially being an alum yourself. Kind of looks at Dr. Jellybean. Get in there, maybe scour the place, look and see if I left any notes about in the office or the classroom.
or both.
Or both. I mean, it's all connected.
What's the room number?
I don't rightly know. It's the weirdest thing.
Figure it out.
It's all big.
But you just
bunch
you
of
don't remember
blanks.
stuff. You just like forget everything that happened.
Not everything. I get bits and pieces.
Did you hit your head real hard?
No.
Ethel, you're kind of a healer, yes? Is anything afflicting her?
I don't know. May I see if it looks like you sustained a head injury?
That's quite alright. I know I haven't.
What if you did and you don't remember?
Because of the head injury.
Right.
I'm not one to get into scrapes. I'm good at getting away, if need be. As you can see, I'm here, not caught yet.
By the way, this place is beautiful.
Your plants are lovely.
All I try is my hardest to get what I got going. But it's trying, and I would like to get back to my actual research. As opposed to living down here and it's just no good.
So you want us to go to the ASMR and look around, snoop around, and see if we can find your notes or your research.
Hi, that sounds lovely.
Is it any particular notes or just grab whatever's there?
Just grab whatever's there.
Okay.
And I have to ask, just because you are doing a lot of research that involved a lot of scary hybrid monsters,
Of course.
you do not happen to have any, beasties around
Very
your.
hybrid monsters.
Yes, what he said.
I didn't think so.
Are you
But there might be a
certain?
chance. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe steer clear of the dragon.
Oh, speaking of the dragon. All right. So I don't want to speak for everybody. I think we can do this. I don't want to agree on everybody's behalf. We'll talk about it. But if we were to do this hypothetically, we did happen to make an agreement with the dragon. He wants the thing that you want the most.
Oh.
For themselves.
Right, that they want the most.
Well, that cannot happen.
Okay.
Right.
So he's
You don't
he's not
want
going to
it
be
to
real
happen, or
happy with
literally
that.
can't happen.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that. And
I didn't
you're
know
already
what would happen if he got...
your research.
Oh. The research.
But-
He wants the
Right,
research?
that's what you want. Yeah,
I
he wants-
mean, I don't know. He
Oh.
doesn't know. He didn't say what it was. He said he wanted what you want the most.
which is the research. So
I more want the key to bring down Asner.
okay,
Well, that's
So-
an odd one.
right. Can we make copies of the notes and give them to him?
Well, he cannot read them all.
Well, but that's what he wants.
He's just a drake.
He
He's
seems-
not even a full-fledged dragon.
Right.
He's really
He's a baby.
He's very greedy, it seems,
We
and
did take quite a few items.
he wants things.
Yeah, he has a tendency to want. He likes green.
Maybe
Give him something green. He'll forgive you.
we don't have anything. Do you have something green we could give him? Then we could say this. Something
Nothing
that you
magical. Not here. Maybe in the office.
Magical green. Got it.
Okay. I'm just trying to think because he doesn't really know what it is. Maybe we could.
I think he's
Not
in over his
lie.
head with that.
I think so too. He's, it's like a dog chasing their own tail. What are they gonna do with it once they get it?
You want it.
What would he do with it? Nothing good, probably.
Are you 100% certain that this is your name and that that's how it's supposed to be pronounced?
Easter Lesgrangi.
Were your parents Mr. and Mrs. Lesgrangi?
Aye?
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if they're married.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to assume. They could have different last names.
That sounds like most of an accord. You all hop up. Go get my research and then we'll have a conversation.
Another
okay.
conversation.
That sounds good. All right.
What do we do about the dragon, though? We're gonna go back up there. We gotta talk to him.
Oh, just don't go that way. I can get you up there.
Cool.
Okay.
That's helpful.
Of course.
By the way, you are not responsible for the Sun Rivers, or whatever they may be, right?
That would be in my notes, I would assume. I know I had deals having to do with it. Responsible, no. I believe all of that lies in Asner.
Also, what happened to the miners who were here?
Well, they probably all died. Or are farmers now. When everything came together, it happened all sudden. So a lot of folks did die.
It's
What?
Well,
probably
that's-
the wall.
It's pretty nice up there, from what I've been told. I only saw it a little bit. Things are growing. Animals running around.
Yeah, giant hamsters everywhere. It's nice. I lost Toothless though.
He was a dinosaur.
Oh, okay. Would you like another one?
Yes.
I don't know where we'd keep him.
That's true. Can't have a
Oh.
dinosaur on the ship.
Well, I'd love to
Right.
repay you in some way. If there's anything I can do to help, you let me know.
So are we heading to the ASMR then?
Yes, but how do we get there without going past the Drake?
To the ASMR. As I said, I can
Yes.
get you up top without talking to him.
Oh, that'd be perfect because then we can go to our ship and
Are you scared
take
of
our
him?
ship.
He's gonna shake us down if we come up there empty-handed.
More, I don't know if scare. I don't want to have to kill it, and also.
So why would you kill him? He doesn't know any better.
Right. That's why I said I don't want to.
Just give him a little
So-
treat and go on your way.
He wasn't satisfied with what was given to him. He just wants more.
And then the gas. We needed help with the gas, so he helped us. It cost me my sword. And then
Oh,
it cost Louise some items to help us.
well, there's other
We have
ways
a-
down here. I'll send Kelly up with you next time. He'll be able to follow you down. Show you
Explain to
different
him we're
ways.
not cops.
Yeah, please tell him we're not cops.
I already had a
Please.
word with him. He should be a little more friendly.
Okay, well, I guess we have our pro bono quest in front of us.
Yes.
Delightful.
I believe we have a
For
plan.
free.
It only cost me 2 magic items. That's perfectly
And
fine.
me, and me one. The 3 magic items for a free quest.
Thanks
Ah,
for not giving away my sleek green jacket.
Oh.
Good thing he was a vine person. Well, I can send you on your way now if you finished with your tea and your pipe.
Yes, I could do with some fresh air.
should we get some rest? I guess we could rest.
Well, you
on
can
the
sleep
ship.
wherever you want. I don't have beds for you, but I can send you up top and you can go to an inn or something. Or
I think we should stay at
Boat.
our ship.
oh, okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
We gotta get a little bit of rest before we head on our way, I think.
We probably should.
All right. And she kind of like opens up the door to outside and goes and motions to what looks like a vine-like tree growing along the side of her house. Well, just walk right in. It'll send you up.
Into the vine.
Hi.
Alright.
It's no big deal.
Tobias walks into the vine.
And he walks into it like he's walking into a plane of water. You just hear this little bloop.
That didn't look painful. I guess I'll go next.
One by one. Blooping. away after meeting Estra. You would...
Her name is Istra.
Yeah, you guys got me confused. Istra Lestrangi. Yeah, after doing some sort of teleportation through this tree thing. We'll take our little 5-10 minute break here. So we'll pick
All
up
right.
at about 10 till.
I just wanted to see a final insight to think if she was holding anything back. what
Sure.
Basically, do I think she was laying all the cards on the table, or was she like,
Absolutely.
I don't know, who can say?
She was like, "Oh, my memory.
Oh, good heavens.
I forgot."
Hard to read her.
Not as
That's
easy
fair.
as the poison thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the beard.
So we'll take our little 5-10 minute break, folks. Stick around and we'll be back.
BRB soon.
See ya soon.
Alrighty, folks. We are back in it with more Astral Avenue Magdalena Blues. And, well, last we left, our troop finally got to meet with Istra Lestrangi. Kind enough woman who seemed to have lost her memories and told you that she wanted a way to essentially shut down Asner Productions, but wasn't responsible for all of the attacks by rabid animal creatures.
Mhm.
Seemingly that she was saying she was framed for said attacks. She sent you off to go check out the ASMR, specifically her classroom. And you guys step through a tree. As you do, this kind of... everything feels green for a moment as you're all stepping through one by one. And you would pop out of another tree. Rivers of sunlight around as you all step out into a field. You do see Wheatworm Tap Room just over the hill. As you're just on this singular tree of kind of like a palm tree of sorts, but more green. More like a large pineapple kind of plant, but more tree-like, and no pineapple in it. But yeah, you would step out onto this hill above Wheatworm Taproom.
Well, guess we should go to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite nifty.
That was very nifty. like
Yeah,
that.
I've never done that before.
Well, I suppose we should move, unless the dragon wants another drink.
No, I'm
Oh.
fine.
Dragon, are you still wearing your hat?
Probably.
A little disheveled at this point, but he still got it.
It's probably a little crumpled from all the fighting we've done.
All right, that's what you guys are doing, heading back to the Magdalena. It's about like a 30-40 minute walk at this point, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Going back, resting. Maybe. I don't know, are we supposed to take the Magdalena to the ASMR?
Probably could.
Because it's in like the center. All the
Yeah.
rivers or whatever.
No, it's not at the center. The mill is at the center.
Mills is sorry.
The ASMR is nearby. I would say you can get directions along the way. Like, yeah, you just take this river and you take 2 lefts and you'll be there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And they'll give you directions to the ASMR by river. The larger rivers, because your vessel's wide. But we'll say this. Let's do a little travel montage of you crossing the farms and going down the paths to the kind of small dock that you parked the Magdalena at. And
Do we get a long rest?
as you're walking,
Oh, we're just going to our ship. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant we were already at the ASMR.
no, what you're going to your ship.
Okay.
But say this travel montage is brought to you by our secret password code word tonight. If you know what to do with those, do what you want with those. The code word tonight is Space Jam. Space Jam is the code word.
Ah!
Yay.
Ah!
Good.
As I said, the code word. I'll repeat it one more time. Space Jam.
Oh, we
Say that again.
But the one with Michael Jordan, not LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm not
Come
gonna
on,
watch
Slam,
that
and
garbage.
welcome to the jam.
Yeah, the
The
original. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive at the Magdalena just as you left it on this river of sunlight. What are you doing?
Going inside and curling up with Ember.
falling face first on my bed.
All right.
Well, Dr. Bones is there too.
Dr. Bones is with
Right.
you as well, yeah.
I'm gonna give him a tour.
He nods and motions to everything you point at.
Mm-hmm. And say this is your home now.
You can never leave.
Also, everybody, I think we might just a heads up, we might have to kill him at some point, because I don't know how long I'm gonna have control over, and then he's just gonna be like a shambling corpse.
No, off the ship.
No,
Yeah.
he's my son.
I do not want your son who will possibly kill me running around the ship.
Imagine
But if
we're all
we-
asleep and he changes
Yeah, I opened my
back
eye
and
at
kills
that.
us.
No. Dr. Jelly,
What?
you can't keep something on the ship that will kill us in our sleep.
We gotta kill him first.
Do you
Dr.
wanna do that?
Jellybean, if you truly love your son, let him go.
But then he'll kill other people.
Right,
Shouldn't
then he's
we-
gonna be wandering around here doing who knows what.
Why don't you give him a heavy stone and tell him to walk into one of the rivers?
Does he not just follow your last order?
He does for now, but I think it's gonna wear off at a certain point. I don't know. This is the first time. I'm just saying there's a chance. that we got to be prepared for.
That's more of a chance than I want to take.
Well,
He
can we
looks
just
beat
lock
up,
him
right?
up while we're
Anyways.
asleep or something? Can we chain
Yeah,
him
we
to
could-
something while we're asleep?
We could do that. Yeah, we could barricade him off somewhere.
I mean, I think I've got some manacles somewhere.
We
Do they-
could just
do they
put
fit-
him in a box.
Do they fit skeleton hands?
I can put it around his ankles.
We could put him in like in a box or a barrel.
Why do you have such a dangerous spell?
For science.
I knew that was going to be the answer. Do you want us to go ahead and take care of him now? You
But
want to say
take care of
goodbye to him?
you by
And he's just
Yeah, I
he's
know
the,
this
the
story about
skeleton's
Bunny.
just staring at Dr. Jellybean during this
It's-
whole
Alright.
conversation.
let me say goodbye. All right, Dr. Bones. You're gonna go to sleep now, but I'll wake you up at some other time, okay? I'll wake you up later. Good night. And I blow him up.
He blows
and
you,
Tobias
blows
right
you a
there with
kiss
his
back
sword right behind.
as he
No.
as Tobias easily slays the corpse of this poor dwarven. The bones clatter to the ground in there. Tobias, roll me a
collect the
d20.
Uh-oh.
Roll a d20.
Yeah. A lot of the bones are damaged.
Damaged in a way that they cannot be used again in the future for scientific purposes.
They can.
Okay.
But if it happens again, nope.
Good night, Dr. Bones. I'm gonna gather up his bones. How big of a space does that take up?
You can fit bones in a sack.
I'm gonna put the bones in a sack.
Yeah, you got a sack on board.
Got a sack of bones.
It's your bone sack.
Bag of bones.
A bag of bones.
Now I'm going to sleep.
Me too.
Yeah.
Um, you can easily get a good night's sleep aboard your vessel as occasionally that kind of the flow of the river rocks your boat a little bit, but it's a peaceful sleep. Everyone gets a long rest, your first long rest in 6 sessions.
Jeez. Feel it.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
5 sessions. Yeah, 6 sessions.
Let's click the long rest button.
Can we get an extra long rest?
I don't know how pertinent do you think all this stuff is, or how fast do you think you need to move?
I think asleep and then go.
And it's weird if you get up in the middle of the quote unquote night, you go outside, nothing's changed. Still,
Sunlight.
it's like when you're in Alaska during the summer months, like northern Alaska. I think it's summer where it's always like, yeah, not good.
Not even like a little bit of dark, just all bright all the
All
time.
bright all the time.
And then there's like, what is it, 30 or 60 days of just
Night.
darkness.
Mhm.
We'll get to that part of the campaign later.
Nice.
When we turn off the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just flip the switch.
Yeah.
When we're all branded eco-terrorists.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I am going to enjoy my breakfast before we get on the move. It has been far too long.
Ugh.
That it has.
What are you making us?
Seeing as we're quite light on money, I think it's going to be these eggs and just the eggs because we have no money for bacon.
Eggs will do. I'll take a dozen.
And you can have one apiece until we restock up.
Right.
Wow.
You get one hard-boiled pickled egg.
Who was in charge of stocking up? And why are these pickled eggs?
Because they last on the ship. They don't go bad.
Well, you wouldn't need them to last if you just ate them.
You just enjoy your pickled egg.
Shut up and eat your pickled egg.
Enjoy. Sure.
I slaved over a pickling jar to give you this pickled egg.
Would you like mine?
You can have it.
Aw.
I appreciate it, but you don't need to
Aw,
sacrifice
Ethel.
your stomach and taste buds. You need to enjoy this.
Pop it in. It's
Yeah,
gone.
just
The whole thing. Swallows it.
It's like doubly smelly.
That is true. Thank you, Element. While they are eating the pickled eggs, though, I do want to give a little light jam for everybody.
get us a jam.
Egg jam.
Egg jam.
What is your egg jam like?
Oh my god.
It's the egg jam.
You know what? I'm playing this one on the lyre, and it is a very classy song of like a nice minuet, and then like in brief pauses he goes, egg jam, and then keeps going.
Oh, it's tequila, but on a lyre.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get it.
And you have everyone has inspiration now.
Thanks everybody, but
Everybody but Louise,
Thank you.
Doing my job.
because Oblate starts with it. So Aethel, Tobias,
Yeah.
and Dr. Jellybean start with inspiration as well.
That was a damn good song.
It just came to me.
All
we
right.
should buy more
We're gonna be
food.
stuck in my head all day.
Probably.
I like the
I
part where
agree.
you go, where you go egg jam. I like that part.
Oh, that is the best part.
Hmm
But it's the right in the middle. Da 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 da. Egg jam.
Timing is
Bam,
up.
bam.
Dr. Jelly, are you steering the ship?
Oh, yeah, yes. Yes, I am.
Are we taking the ship?
You can.
Yes.
It would be a lot
Oh my
quicker
God.
at this
Yeah.
point because it is on one of the larger rivers.
Then we should take the ship. That makes sense.
So now that we're going to the ASMR, do you need to disguise yourself?
I probably need to look like how I used to look, I'm assuming. I mean, if I'm going to show up and say, hello, I'm an alumnus, they're gonna be like, you don't look at all like your student picture,
Right. That
on
makes
your
sense.
ID card.
To have your student ID?
Of course I do. I'm a card carrying
It's in your lab when you blew up.
proud. Was it?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
Oh.
Are there student cards? Yeah, you tell me. Are there student cards? Student IDs?
Yeah,
Of
there's
course, our
student cards.
IDs.
You have to swipe it to gain access to the laboratories. So of course I was wearing it around my neck during that explosion. It got a little singed, but yeah, I have it. I pull it out and I show it to him. It's a little burnt around the edges.
It's more than a little burn. It's melted.
When did you graduate?
Well, I was so here's the thing. I was working on my thesis. This was all part of my my big research project. I was about to graduate and kaboom. And so I never really actually graduated.
Oh no.
Strip that
But,
doctor's license away right now.
You're not actually a doctor.
On pay
Oh,
I
no. On paper, you're
I-
not technically because you just told us so.
Right?
I completed all of my coursework,
But didn't present your thesis.
No, I didn't present my thesis.
Oh, Jellybean.
I know. We got to get you to present your thesis. Don't you want to walk across the thing that they do, and don't they give you like a certificate, something?
Yeah, and then you throw your hat up in the air
There's also a time limit.
You have to retake all your courses.
Just have to
They've
redo the
changed their
thesis, I believe.
curriculum.
And that's how Dr. Jellybean retired from the campaign.
I've got to become a doctor.
It's more important.
Gotta go back to school. Just leave me here.
Now, how long ago was all that?
Oh, geez, about
10 years ago or something? More?
no, I'd say it's been about 5 or 6 years.
So
Well,
right
that's-
before all of this happened.
Right, so it makes sense with the timeline of this place has been here for about 4 years. I would imagine it took some time to get his resources together after stealing my research. And who knows who else is.
I kind of have a feeling we might need to search Asner's for any kind of notes
Well,
if the ASMR doesn't have.
We
Easter
might have
notes.
to. Dr. Jellybean, if we run into this Asner, are you going to keep your composure?
or is this another Salazar
Good question. It's a good question, Louise. I don't know. I hope so. If I run into him, especially if I look like how I looked when he knew me, I mean, how should I react? Should I pretend like I don't know? I'm like, I don't know. Like, what do I do?
Well, if you knew him, then you know him. So you got to play it like you know him and nothing happened.
Or maybe you don't know him because you lost all your memories.
I lost my memories
In a fire.
in a fire.
You were told.
I was
You don't
told.
even know.
No, could be a fire.
There's a lot of memory loss going around recently, so who's to say?
Right?
If you can't
Okay.
control your emotions, I can control them for you.
As a backup, that could be helpful. Be on standby. That's the plan. I'll be just if I see him, I'll just be like, "Oh, hello.
Okay.
How are you? What you been up to?"
It's been 5 years. How have you been?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Did you know I almost died in a lab explosion?
How crazy is that?
Crazy.
But yeah, you guys are kind of, while you're sailing or drifting down the river, the Dursus River, after about an hour and a half of easy flowing, going down different lanes, you would see it. Large plain stretching across, a little bit of the glimmering kind of cosmic energies above, clouds in the distance. This large castle on an island that seems to be kind of floating a little bit above the water, still kind of, the water seems to be exuding from it, this yellowish water. A lot of teal worked into the castle, like the tops, the roofs of it. Looks like some small little villages around it, and a singular bridge going to this large castle-like building, this ASMR at the mill.
Oh, wow.
This,
You went to school there?
Yeah,
That looks like a princess castle.
it's a very it's a fine facility.
Are you a princess?
Right?
No, I'm a doctor. Well,
Is the princess locked in the
Not
tower?
anymore.
I'm a
Princess
doctor. Dr. Princess.
Dr. Princess. Got it.
Is that what you want us to call you?
No, please do not. No, nope.
Everybody
Not a
call her
princess.
that. Just call her
Nope,
that.
nope. Not a princess.
or a doctor.
Should we call you Jelly Bean?
So technically, wouldn't she be
Or-
Princess Jellybean and not Dr. Jellybean?
Um,
Anyway, princess, let's go.
What are we going to call you then?
Dr.
Hey.
Jellybean. My first name is Doctor, okay? No, I'm gonna get that degree. You watch me. Once this all gets sorted out.
Okay.
Do you want us to call you Jellybean or your old name?
Oh
You
yeah.
could right. You can just call me Jellybean. That's fine.
Okay.
I understand that you have to be truthful.
Oh, wait, so even in the ASMR, we need to call you Jellybean and not Ellie Green?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Right.
probably call me Ellie Green when we get inside of the school.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I
Princess
guess lead
Ellie
the
Green.
way because we've never been here.
Yeah, you would know you'd have to go over
Unless
the
they've been
bridge
here.
to get there because there is no dock along it. So the only accessible point is through the bridge. But kind of getting off of your ship, finding a little small dock to dock at. There's other vessels about. Others that even look like old spelljamming vessels, but obviously no longer able to here on the Dursus River. But kind of finding a place like parking's free if you're a student or something. But no one checks that. They'll check it out later with the towing company. But heading up to kind of what looks to be a kind of toll house to cross the bridge, you would notice a couple of the mill marines that you had seen previously, kind of on patrol around the area. But you would also notice a white-robed individual with a teal kind of top hat on, kind of checking in people as they pass by. And kind of like there's a small line forming of like, looks like students and parents and visitors. Some of them he gives like a special pass to, it looks like, but yeah, there's a line forming. You guys wait in line for a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, as soon as right before we get off the ship, I'm going to cast disguise self
All
to
right.
look like my former self.
Looking like a gnome.
Yes.
Are we the type of people to wait in line?
Is this the line to get in?
Or can we just go up there and be like, hey, we're with you?
What I know, like what
It's-
I know if we had to go to this guy or if we could just go in.
Give me a history check.
Your own history.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It'll be a low DC for you.
History.
Yeah, with a 22. You don't remember there being like guards around, but it was usually you gotta like check into stuff, you know, make sure you're not bringing bad magics into the school.
Oh, so it might be a new policy.
Okay.
So I'll have my
Maybe-
student ID ready.
Maybe it's because of the terrorism.
Could
Everybody
be.
hide your weapons.
Are we not allowed to carry
Yeah,
And
I think
drugs.
it's a
You have 'em.
it's a weapon-free zone typically.
Okay, I can leave these.
Don't
Wait.
leave them yet. Don't leave them yet. We might be able to get in with them.
Okay.
Waiting in line for a bit. It doesn't take very long, like maybe 5 or so minutes. As other people kind of line up behind you, but it seems like not too many. Like there's like maybe 10 people in line. And like a carriage to like go across the bridge. But as you kind of, all 5 of you, older gentleman, human, yes, can I help you? How many for
Hi there,
admittance?
Oh, 5.
Purpose for visit?
I'm an alumnus and I'm visiting my alma mater. And these are my friends.
And you are?
I'm Ellie Green.
Do you have an ID?
Oh yeah, it's right here. I hold up my lanyard.
He holds it up and like, Kind of snaps his fingers and a book would appear. This is highly irregular. It says here you are dead.
Does she look
That's
dead?
weird.
And he kind of
Clearly, I'm not.
moves his hand over you. And you see this waft of magic. As she loses her disguised self.
Yep, that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stop. I can't dispel.
Uh,
Or dispel magic.
you are not who you say you are. I'm going to be keeping this.
No. Hey,
She is.
hey, guy. So it's a long story, but I am Ellie Green.
This woman is dead.
She's not. Is there somebody I can talk to? Who's your supervisor? I wanna speak to your
I am the
supervisor.
supervisor in charge of all matters regarding the entry.
Could I prove
There
it
has to
with
be
magic?
Yeah, there has to be some way you can prove that she is who she says she is.
You have a laboratory. Take my DNA.
Your what?
My DNA.
I do not know about all this. You there. You said you can prove it magically. Do so.
Okay. I'm gonna cast this spell.
Suggestion.
I guess that works. But I was literally gonna prove it magically
You
by
can do
just
that. Probably better.
casting
do
Zone
it,
of Truth
so.
and saying, "Hey, where none of us are allowed to lie. Try to lie. You can't do it."
What does your zone of truth look like?
Oh gosh, probably like a bubble. I'm trying to think of a good descriptor. Maybe like you know those clocks that have like they're basically like big glass domes,
Mhm.
and they have all the workings through them.
Mm.
It looks like that, except it's all that part spectral, and if you're inside of the dome,
Okay.
you can't lie. I need to double check if it's ritual or not. I mean, I'll spell the slot. That's not a big deal, but
I think it can be, maybe.
I think it's ritual.
But it doesn't have to be. You can cast it in
Give
an
us
instant.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it lasts
Yeah,
for 10
right.
minutes for sure.
I would need this to be handled now. If you don't
Fine.
mind.
One
So it's a wisdom save?
it is a wisdom save, but you're also allowed to fail it.
Everyone's allowed to fail.
Oh, no, sorry. It's a charisma save.
Oh.
And you're allowed to fail.
And you're allowed to fail. Does anyone choose to fail?
I mean, by failing, it means like it works, right?
Yeah, right.
Correct.
Yeah. Then I'll fail it.
Real fail.
Also, anybody who fails it knows that they're under the effect of the spell.
Right.
So, question though, is this like if somebody were to lie? Is it like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar, where he
Yep.
says the truth, or they get stopped?
You can
It's more
stop.
like they can't speak it.
Yeah, like if you want to lie,
Yeah, can't speak a
Just don't
deliberate
talk.
lie.
so you can
Yeah.
remain silent, or
Yeah,
you
you're
can speak
allowed
truth.
to choose to be silent.
But you can only speak truth if you speak. Everyone fail?
Yes.
Does this guy fail? Because he's in the dome with us.
It doesn't work on him.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
One of those guys, eh?
One of those wise guys.
One of those
Hmm.
very charismatic guys. Or, more importantly, not enchantable.
And he kind of looks around. You see him kind of flicker his eyes a little bit as they blink blue for a second. All right. Are you Ellie Green?
Yes.
What is your purpose for being here, visiting today?
Nap dog.
To learn new things.
Research.
And your companions, with all of their being.
What about them? They're good guys.
I'm just tagging along trying to use them for fame and fortune. I mean, I'll stop talking.
Do you have any untoward
No.
feelings towards the ASMR?
I've never been.
Nope.
No, I love my alma mater.
The last one we visited was really nice.
I'm quite indifferent to places of study.
Look at Dr. Jellybean. Have you died?
No.
He got turned into a hamster. See?
We have all almost died.
Oh,
Many
you're
times.
that one.
You're famous?
Do you know about that?
I didn't pick up on the name, but yes. I was a hamster researcher with some years back, working with Asner. Gave her life so the hamsters would be free.
I didn't give my life to nobody, mister.
I can see that. This is highly irregular. Do you intend to use your weapons on the school premise?
I hope not.
I hope
I
not.
concur.
It's not our intention.
That was the question,
Yeah.
yes.
No, I don't intend to use my weapons.
So you're here to learn. Do you have a professor that you would like to reach out to?
Who would you recommend?
Well,
Where-
Hilda's in time space, so I can't see. She's not here. Who else is there? Who else could there? Was there somebody mentioned like a while ago that they told me to talk to that I don't remember?
Give me a history
Does that
check.
ring a bell?
It was a while ago.
It was a long time ago.
Definitely a while ago for us.
Mm-hmm.
It was yesterday, I think, in the actual timeline.
No, it was like probably
Oh,
like
was
2
it
years
a
ago.
Previous...
Yeah.
Sure.
With a 21. You would recall the name Professor Fennel Canderback.
What's his name?
Professor
Fennel Canderback.
Canderback.
Kinderback?
Fennel
Canderback.
Canderback.
Can't go back.
Fennel. Okay, that one. That guy.
Fennel Kenderback.
Yes, Fennel Canderback. Professor Candle Fennerback, please.
I will alert him of your presence. You will be marked.
I'll be
What?
marked.
Yes. As
Be
irregular.
marked. Irregular?
He's pretty regular.
This is all irregular.
What does that mean?
Our records have her as dead. She is not. That's irregular. That is all.
That just means we
You
can
are free to
arrest them
leave,
now.
are free to enter. If you do use your weapons, anyone comes to harm, you'll get an appropriate punishment.
What if it's
What
in our
if-
rights
yeah,
to
What
use
if they
them,
had it coming?
or protecting ourselves or others?
Should you need to protect yourself, protect yourself. You should not need to on school premise.
That makes sense.
I do have a question.
Harming others is not permitted. Unless under strict guidance of a teacher.
That's oddly specific.
Yep.
Yeah.
Them's the rules.
Do you have a thing with all the rules? Like a handbook?
You can find one at the gift shop,
You have to
Oh,
pay for
how
it?
much does it
the
cost?
student shop. I am not in charge of prices. Should you wish
Do
for a
alumni-
sweatshirt or other suitable objects, they are available at
I-
the student shop.
I believe I was told that alumni would get a discount on the items in the student shop.
I am not in charge of the student shop, merely in charge of the protection of ASMR.
That makes sense.
Should you steal anything, you will face
jail.
adequate consequences.
That makes sense.
You will notice some people wandering the halls. The Marines from the mill. Do not bother them. Do not get in their way.
Speaking of the Mill Marines,
Yes.
do they have a station here?
Yes, just down the road a little ways.
Is it in the ASMR or out of the ASMR?
It would be out of the ASMR. We do not allow them to stay on company property or on school grounds. That would be inappropriate.
Okay.
The carriage will take you directly to the chateau. The school shop, student shop, is right outside, and Professor Fennel Kanderbach will see you shortly.
Can I have my student ID back, please?
Somehow, yes.
Thank you.
And he'll turn to Aethel. Are you from the house of 111337 B12?
Yes.
I see. We'll enjoy your time here. I hope you learn.
Me
What's
too.
What's your name?
Albert.
Albert.
I hope we learn a whole lot.
Yes.
I like science.
Dr. Albert.
Dr. Albert.
We're still under the zone of truth, right? Tobias actually likes science?
Yeah, dude. Make stuff go kaboom.
And magic.
That's the science I like.
Research, mostly.
Mhm.
Very well.
Goodbye, Dr. Albert.
Kind of like,
Thank you,
Leave.
Dr. Albert.
literally just like turns to the next people.
And then I'll just drop concentration.
He will actually, before he'll hand
Oh,
you for, besides Dr. Jellybean, like a guest pass. It's just like a little piece of paper with a G on it, on a lanyard.
Oh,
it's
cool.
not landing. Okay.
Put it around my neck.
And there is a horseless carriage awaiting you to take you across the bridge. It it shortens the trip to get across there. But arriving on, you can see all sorts of students, professors, like some of them practicing magic in the yard kind of thing under supervision. Others you can see carrying books about. A couple of others have tablets like Dr. Jellybean, but not like 2 others.
Just some of them.
Yeah, it'd be very rare. But yeah, you are kind of dropped off right before the large entry, which is open as you arrive. Like it kind of opens up as the carriage pulls up, and walking out the door, you would see a short, gnomish individual, big beard, kind of like a miniature Santa Claus, but with a wizard hat instead of a Santa hat. With a little bird on his shoulder, gnomish, kind of pointed ears. Dr. Jellybean, you would recognize this as Professor Fennel Kinderbach.
Oh.
And he
Excuse
just
me,
kind of waits
Professor.
there. Oh, yes. Are you Ellie Green?
Yeah.
Fabulous, fabulous. I have a lot of questions, but what is the reason for your visit? To learn? Which is what I was told.
Uh-huh.
That is true.
That's it. Yeah. Learn.
Yeah, we definitely have to.
Come,
learn
I will
stuff.
take you to the classroom and your guests. If you want to visit the gift shop now, you can. If you'd like to visit later, entirely your call. But
I think my friend here wanted to visit the gift shop to purchase an item.
I'd like a handbook of the rules.
are you you're not a student. They will charge you extra.
How
What if I
much
pay
is
for it? I
extra?
get my discount.
They will charge you normal price.
The discount.
The discount is the normal price. Yes.
Out of
10%
character,
discount.
real quick, isn't the lady from that one station the one that told us to see
Miss
Is it?
Valley? Was it?
Miss Valley?
Was it her? Was it her?
Maybe.
I think that could be it.
Hey, Miss Valley said we're supposed to look you up too and ask you and let you know that she said hi.
Oh, how is she? Enjoying the
saved her life.
station? Wonderful, wonderful. She just said to say hi.
Yeah, and then we should talk to you. Well, about my thing, and then also, yeah, and we're.
Well, let's
hoping
not
to-
dilly-dally. We can head to my office.
Oh, definitely.
Or if you'd like to get, I have an older edition of the rulebook, but you are free to browse that when we get there.
Oh, excellent.
Okay, I can look at that first.
Absolutely. Come, and he'll lead you into the main entryway, which is this grand entryway, marble everywhere, pillars, all kind of glowing with magical lights flitting about the area. There's easily at least 40 or 50 people in here, and you would notice a good number of those mill marines. Looks like kind of like a front office sort of thing. Stairs going up, and some of them kind of going sideways, defying gravity 100%. And the space in here doesn't match the outside at all. You would notice some younger students kind of playing with little familiars of different shapes and varieties, kind of being taught as they are. But he'll kind of lead you through this kind of mess. An organized mess. Oblate. You would recognize an individual. Kind of in passing, that has two of these mill marines on either side of him. With a pointed blonde beard or goatee and mustache. Glasses and kind of pulled back blonde hair. Elven individual of High Researcher Dalek from the other ASMR.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
So you
remember
would
him.
kind of just take note oh, you've seen him before. But Professor Fennel Kunderbach takes you just kind of down a hallway that starts to kind of twist as you go. You can see there's a door in the floor. And somehow you twist with it. And he just goes inside the door. In here.
Oh yeah. That's neat.
And as you enter the door, you do kind of fall forward into a regular gravity room. Looks like a small laboratory with several animals running around and a variety of beakers and fluids kind of doing their own mixes. And you would even see a broom with arms and hands kind of stirring a big pot in the corner. Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember all this.
So, please have a seat as some chairs, one for each of you, is kind of slid across the room here. Pretty well lit in here, aside from the corners, but it The interior of this room doesn't match the interior of the other. It's all like wood paneling in here. So, the nature of your visit is to say hello to me from Professor Valley.
Well, actually, she
Was she
said
a
you might.
professor?
What do you specialize in? Because she said you might. We're supposed to say hi, and I'm supposed to show you something.
What were you to show me?
And I'll make a duplicate of myself. Only it looks different.
Fascinating.
Right. I was supposed to show you this, and maybe you would
He
understand.
holds
it
up
more.
his hand and fire blasts out of it, making your duplicate disappear. Oh.
Aw.
Why did you do that, man?
That's his time ghost.
Testing. Yes, that is quite fascinating. Quite fascinating indeed. Where did you learn this
Ask
ability?
before you test.
Oh, it's innate. I can't do any magic.
Right. Where are you from?
The handbook.
The Astral Sea.
Oh, handbook on my desk over there. As he kind of just like doesn't even look at Aethel and just points. You can see a small handbook there. It says ASMR house rules.
How out of date is it?
Just a couple years. Should be fine.
Is that true? Because it'll be dated.
Not much has changed.
Well, no, I just meant like when I open it, is that true? Is it just a couple?
Oh,
years
yeah, as you
old?
open it, it's like 5 years old. I see.
Five's arguably a few.
Nate, where are you from?
The Astral Sea.
Whereabouts?
Floating wreckage in the Astral Sea.
Wreckage.
In the corner of floating
Brain-
wreckage
Do not remember.
and brain
dragon.
drag.
No. That's where I started my journey.
See. There have been reports of someone else like you. Elsewhere,
What?
far off.
Where?
They are dead.
Oh.
Jeez.
Apparently, they made many of these time ghosts, as you call them. They called them echoes of themselves. And robbed several banks. Died.
There's an idea, Tobias.
They can't grab anything.
Yes, but apparently there is some sort of way to jump between them.
Okay.
And they still hold power. Very interesting. I have a side project of mine. I've theorized that these come from other dimensions or timelines even. Intriguing.
You're
Also
pretty
had
smart.
memory problems, this individual.
Oh. Well, when we saved the other ASMR, we all got a gift. And mine was this coin.
I see. When you saved, neither here nor there. But you saved. Yes. You got a coin containing a soul in exchange for saving a school. Of course.
Right, we don't know whose soul's in it.
No, there's no way to know. Evil, good, bad, lawful.
Don't know. Okay, well, yeah, but
Torturous, probably. To have your soul thrust into a coin. And bartered.
Instead of going somewhere else.
Correct.
right. Seems awful. I would never want someone to do that to my soul.
Right. So, how could I help you? This is what you've come to learn? Come to learn about your echo.
Oh, well,
And other things too.
other things. So how possible it is it to see like other classrooms and
I can give you a
Explore.
tour. Absolutely.
Oh, that would be
It would
great.
take some time, and I would be happy to.
Do you have archived research from, past professors?
If they do not have a room, then yes, it would be in the library.
Okay. It's good to know.
There are several older rooms that have not been gone through yet. It's quite a process. There's some interdimensional play, access, and all that. So when someone is fired or quits or dies, or otherwise leaves working at the ASMR or here, then the pocket plane that is their classroom sometimes vanishes, sometimes does not. Was there any class in particular you'd like to attend?
Well,
Sit in on a lecture?
I'm gonna lean over to Dr. Jellybean. Hey, you should just ask him. Can we go see?
We'd like to see Istra Lesgrange's classroom, please.
What would you want with that terrorist's classroom?
Well, we fought one of her little creature things that was ripping people's heads off. We saved as many as we could.
I see you're bounty hunters after the money. Is that it?
I'm
a
part-time bounty hunter. I mean,
We are
yes, we
bounty
work for
hunters.
Chiron's sword. So
I'm unfamiliar with bounty hunting terms.
that's fair.
You work for a
but-
blade.
Yes.
A group that calls itself a blade.
I see. So you're hoping to get in there to snoop around?
Well,
Kinda.
I have a science background here at the ASMR. I would like to gain some insight into how these creatures were made and how we could possibly maybe destroy them so they no longer hurt people.
Maybe
Right.
reverse them?
Yeah, maybe reverse it so it doesn't try to rip off your head again, Dr. Jellybean.
No one's been able to
Yeah.
get into Istra's. Anyways, you should have come up and said that you weren't here to learn, you were here for bounty hunting.
But we're here to learn about
He's here to learn. I'm here to learn.
creations.
Getting any
different
type of knowledge is learning.
Right.
So-
That's not a
Semantics.
lie.
Jot that down.
That would be semantics.
But
Right,
not
we're both here to
untrue.
learn.
My time is valuable,
Yes.
and
Well, we don't want to waste your time.
I assumed we
have-
had people wanting to learn about the magics, and especially after hearing someone who had died come here. I was
didn't
particularly
die.
interested.
I didn't die. Didn't die.
Correct, sure. Obviously, you are alive, so you have either been brought back or did not die. I see you here as a whatever you are.
She got changed into a hamster. We want the notes from Lesgrange to change her back. How about that?
That's
That might
also
be true.
Interesting.
That's true.
Oh, Santa Claus.
it's a many-fold learning process.
Right.
There are many things we might learn while here.
Right.
Do a group persuasion check for me.
Group persuasion.
A vibe check, essentially, for him.
Hit him with the vibe check. Alright, so we just all rolling a persuasion?
Yeah,
Or-
absolutely.
All is charisma. Please be more than a 1.
Well, you got a 21 and 19, an 11 and a 13.
You have inspiration too, so
Everyone has inspiration, besides Louise.
I want to use my
But
inspiration.
I'm gonna stick with mine.
Is it like a reroll?
You get a
type of thing?
reroll. It is a reroll.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to re-roll.
You know what?
It's better.
I'm sticking with my
Same.
13. I'm
I'm
not
going to
gonna
use
Better.
my inspiration as well.
Okay.
Yeah, a million
Oh.
times.
Hey.
A million times better. Lowest one being a 13.
Arguably 4 times better.
That's, yeah. Well,
Are we still doing the handing out inspiration thing?
no.
Okay,
No,
I knew we talked about the other
Yeah.
part, so I wasn't sure. Wanted to double check real quick.
I am curious in there myself. I would like to see it. We can do some snooping. I assume that's
Get
why
up.
she told you to see me. A little bit of a rebel.
I can see it.
Aethel does still have the Watcher's inspiration.
That's true. I thought about it, but at 9 I was like, that's not great. If I had rolled something ish, like a 13 or 14, probably would have slammed it out. But you never know. I still have a thing. We still got a handful of minutes,
A
probably.
handful of minutes.
Handful of minutes.
I will make myself roll something.
As
Death
he
save. I'm just kidding.
would be like,
myself
we
right now.
will resume the research of your echo later at a different time and talk about your hamster bits at a different time as well.
Hamster bits.
Well, part hamster.
Don't. Please
Not-
don't talk about my hamster bits.
Not your bits. You,
That
you
seems
misunderstand me.
extremely
I'm
inappropriate.
I'm far too old for you. No. Just you know what I mean. The hamster parts.
Okay.
Not better, my friend.
It's all good. We understand. what
Talking
you're
is
trying
not
to
my
say.
strong suit. I am more into a varied bits of
You-
research. Yes. I am a researcher of research and dig up research. But yes,
An archivist.
in a way. So we need to get to her room. I will show you the way, but as I said, I cannot open it.
You can't open it because
It's not
Your-
his dimension.
Right. Has
oh,
an odd. Not even the spell Nuck works on it.
I wonder if
All
my
of our
type
all
of-
of our rooms are specifically built by. I forget what they are called. From your folk. And looks to Aethel. So has no funny business.
Understood.
Yes. Well, we will come back to my office later. This is too intriguing. Do you know Astra?
We've
Not
heard a little
really.
about her.
I've only had a couple of small interactions. Curious person myself. Curious person her.
You said that's why she had us come to you?
No, that's Miss Valley,
Miss Valley,
Yes.
the lady at that place.
the one that we
They
saved her
should-
life
two
from the
ones.
giant rock creature from the Oasis.
Did Istra send you?
No, you just said those words, so I was asking about it.
Oh, yes, Professor Miss Valley.
Professor Miss Valley.
Miss Professor Valley.
Yeah, she ran into some trouble with the Oasis, and we saved her.
The Oasis. What about it?
They just
They tried
tried
to
to
kill her.
blow up the station. She was
Yeah.
just a casualty. Like, nothing she did wrong. She was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
They're a
basically.
high-level criminal organization
Yeah.
Criminals.
run by elves.
Don't worry about it. It's
Uh,
fine.
We took care of them.
Yeah, it's fine.
He seems to have heard of them. I will say that's obvious enough. But does not press the issue. And leads you down the hall that kind of twists and turns, taking several different stairways that kind of zigzag through and forth. Seems like you'd go for a while, like a good 15-20 minutes down the hallway. And you would see other people passing by just the same or on other parts of the hallway. But it's all this kind of very castle-esque kind of vibe on the inside, but like low lights hanging everywhere. Honestly, very similar to like Hogwarts kind of theme, but different. It's not
But for
Hogwarts.
Disney, like.
Right. Yeah, more Disney.
More princesses.
Yeah,
less
there's more
doctors.
princesses here, obviously. But as he takes you down these hallways, you would see actually some plant growth from around the halls coming through like the walls and kind of starting to arrange around several doorways here. This would be the plant wing, or the biology, or whatever they call them. Flora. Yes. Florologists. You know them.
Study the floors.
That too. But yes, over here they will have the it's just down that hall. He kind of starts to kind of look around.
Okay.
Want to go with us?
Do. Very much so.
Are you scared?
But
Are we not supposed to go in there?
We're
It
snooping.
is off limits.
But that's not in the handbook, so let's
If
do
he's
it.
if he's caught somewhere he's not allowed to be, it could be a fine.
Oh.
Yes. Or revoking of
He could lose his teaching license.
yes.
If this isn't his first
Oh.
offense.
Why don't I wait out here? Allow you
This
to.
isn't his first offense.
he is quite the rebel, he said so himself.
Those
Probably
were
not
the
his
words
first.
he used.
2 strikes and all that.
Do you have any recommendations for how we should try to get into the room?
None.
None. Great. Love it. Just going in cold
But
here.
I'll be right out here, in this hall over here, so as to not look down the hall, and I will just keep an eye out.
We need a code word. You gotta let us know if someone's coming so we can skedaddle.
Space Jam.
Ah! He said
That'll be
it.
the code word.
Okay.
All right.
I have an idea, depending
I
on
do
what the door
too.
looks like.
Let's hear it. Let's hear everybody's ideas.
I have
Well,
none.
I think
You mentioned about-
April should call upon his god to open the door.
That's a good idea.
That wasn't the idea I was thinking of, but that could maybe work too.
But I was
What
thinking,
was-
remember he talked about the bank robber guy that did my thing? Maybe my time goes to go through.
Maybe. Ethel, what was your original idea?
We traveled through a plant earlier. We might be able to travel through a plant now.
Okay, that
Could
might
be.
work.
Could do.
How do you know which plant to walk through, though?
You talk to him and you say, "Hey, plant, can I walk through you?"
That would make it easier if we could talk to the plants, yes.
Yep.
I think we'll leave that to Jellybean.
But we should find the door first.
Quite right.
Easy enough to do.
Walk down the hall.
If you walk down the hall, you can see several. Everything's labeled. So you
Are they all off limits or just hers?
none of them say off limits. Like they all have different professors' names on there. And this is kind of like
There's not, like-
a more darkened area as the plants kind of overtake everything. There's just a little bit of glowy lights every now and then. But at the end of the hall, you would see marked at the end, covered in ivy, Professor Easter Lestrange. Esther Lagrange. I debated having it be there. I was like, nah.
Okay, well, let me try my idea first.
Wait, before we move forward,
Right.
5 gold that there's something in that classroom that wants to kill us.
Oh, no
Oh,
doubt.
yeah, probably for sure.
No,
I
well,
don't really want to lose my gold. I don't know why I would make
I
that
think
bet.
there is.
That's a
too.
sure bet.
all right. I was just saying, there's going
It
to
would've
be
been a-
something in there that's going to try to kill us.
Correct.
We should probably be prepared for that.
We should.
Weapons. That's why I got our weapons.
Did they say that when a teacher is fired or is quit, that their classroom is sometimes they disappear, or they get
Sometimes
sent
the
to another
pocket
dimension?
is no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance that on the other side of this door is just a completely different dimension, and maybe that's why Astral can't remember much about it
Well,
because it's not in this dimension.
Maybe a temporal mind block.
I'm gonna
If you say
create
so.
a list as
That
they're
would
all
be-
talking and have him go through the door.
That would be.
It can't go through objects.
You have to be able to see.
What if he looks at the
Very good.
people? Little keyhole, he can look through it.
Yeah, I
Does it
can't make him
have a
small.
keyhole?
He's my size.
Well, you can look through the keyhole and see where you want him to go on the other side.
That's true.
There is no keyhole.
We can make one.
Not-
They said
Now
we
with
could
that
hurt
attitude,
people.
there's not.
There's no
Same
keyhole.
with
There's no way to
doors.
see inside the classroom.
You said there's ivy growing.
There's ivy growing around the side of the doorway and kind of like a rounded kind of door. Wood gold trim around it. And a nameplate that says Istra Lesgrang Professor.
Okay, try your plant. Talk with the plants thing. My guy can't get through that.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to the plants around her door, and I'm gonna say, "Hello, plants. Do you know a way in here?"
Oh, hi. Just go in. Open the door. That's how most people go in.
Just open it.
Most people.
Yeah, that's how they did.
Have you seen other people go in here?
Yeah.
Like recently?
Yeah.
But they-
This is plant
Open
lying
the
to me. I'm
Door?
just kidding.
No insight check on the plant.
I'm just kidding.
Well, we can just try to
Did
open
they
it and
say
see what
anything?
happens.
Maybe.
The plant said you just open the door. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'll try.
And the door's already been opened into the open position. As you go to open it, it kind of creaks open a little bit. Everything behind you starts to kind of darken. As you can see the room ahead of you, though. A large classroom, wooden walls, but floor of marble, kind of like a whitish yellow. Occasional lights here and there where plant growth is, vines and ivy kind of covering almost everything a little bit. Windows out here with pouring in like faint bits of sunlight, candles burning. Looks to be a classroom side to the right, and like a little kind of eatery. There's a couple of trees in here. And kind of to your left, you would see this kind of raised platform above some stairs. And it seems
Before
kind
we
of
go in,
quiet.
can you ask the plants if people come out once they go in?
I'll look up and say, "Do people come out once they go in?"
That's how doors work.
Okay.
That is true.
Actually, the plants would have disappeared too. As the
Now
hallway
we're
is
talking
completely
new plants now.
the hallway
go?
is cleared of anything, and it's just blank hallway with darkness behind you. Darkness that nobody can see through with your dark vision.
All right.
Because we're
Oh,
in
let's
another
begin.
I
dimension.
guess we in here now.
Yep.
All right, let's trash the place.
Yep.
Turn it over.
All right.
Look for notes and
And
research. I
entering
guess.
inside, you would several rugs about as well, and like shelves with other plants and books, little works of things, vials, kind of little pots of dust and stuff, several ingredients. On one wall, you would see this ornate statue of a dragon posted up. And at the base of kind of like the teacher's well, there's a desk with has some sort of plant in a vase, other plant work around, and even like a whiteboard kind of thing. A whiteboard kind of thing. At the base of there. And you would see another desk kind of like the office area, like a step up to your left. And to your right is like a small table and chair, like a little research area, a little study area. And that's near where another tree and the dragon statue, surrounded by 2 bookshelves as well. And as you enter Istra's office/classroom,
All these plants are probably gonna try and kill us.
that's going to be where we're going to end tonight.
No, I need the watchers. Okay, that's fine.
That's the way it goes.
I
You
made
got
them wait.
you got
Made
to
them waste their channel points. I should have just rolled it on the next thing. Period. That's how you avoid wasting
you
things.
got to use them.
Use it immediately.
You don't
Yeah.
if you don't use them, you lose them. But that's the way it goes. So we'll pick up there next week's, folks. So thanks for watching.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we'll see you next time and see what happens here. What they find in Istra's place.
Something that kills.
Disappointment.
I bet we get eaten by a rug.
And that happens often when there's rugs involved.
It's all mimics.
All mimics. Oops.
Mimic now.
Oops, all mimics. All right.
Mhm.
Night, folks. We'll see you
Bye.
next time.
Peace.